Hi guys, this is Pastili and welcome to another Escape from Tarkov video. In this video, I'm talking about the podcast that just happened on the Tarkov TV live channel, the stream on the Battlestate Games Twitch channel. Nikita was there with Dimitri and they talked pretty much entirely about the 0.12.8 patch that's going to be released sometime very soon. There's a lot to cover, so without further ado, let's crack straight into it. So Battlestate Games are still working from home. Initially, the development was actually still going quite well, and it was probably more productive whilst they're at home, but things have slowed down a little bit, and they're excited to get back to the actual office to work, but they can't until it's safe to do so via the Russian government. There was drops during the channel, and I think I got 8 drops. Some people said they got up to 12. No idea if they did. If you haven't linked your Escape from Tarkov account to your Twitch account, do that on the escapefromtarkov.com website, and then next time there's drops, get in one of those channels and get some free stuff. There'll be an image up somewhere around there to see what I got from it. Battlestate Games said that they have banned over 100,000 cheaters just this year alone, and they're still working very hard on making sure there's no cheaters in Tarkov, but it is a constant battle, and they're working with BattleEye to get that done. 0.12.8 is everything from this point onwards, and there is a lot to cover, so I'm going to belt feed it. Quality of life improvements. They've got a lot of simplifications of the interfaces within the game. They didn't really show many examples of it, but they said that there's got more coming. So sorting mechanics was also added to the game. Down the bottom left-hand side of your main stash, you can sort stuff. There wasn't a way to lock containers, so all your containers in that got sorted as well, which was a bit shit. But overall, the actual sort mechanic isn't too bad. You can sort inside backpacks and any sort of container. So if you have an ammo case full of different types of ammo, you can sort it and it will sort it down into calibers and types of calibers, or ammunition within that caliber, which was really, really good. So for sorting inside containers and backpacks, sweet. For the stash, not so sweet. There is a new high quality color that you can tick in your performance as well, and it's meant to increase performance. But Nikita said there's going to be more testing needed for that. And a big quality life improvement, in my opinion, which is the ability to quick drop your backpack. So you'll be able to just run around, see an enemy or about to get into a fight, or you get shot at. You can press a hotkey and instantly it'll just like sling your backpack off your back, and you'll be able to get straight into a fight. They did show off the new compass. It's one of the main features of the next patch. You will have a ability to see the bearing down the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, whereas previously they were just going to make it that you had to look through it like a prismatic compass. However, it was going to be too difficult for the average player to give quick bearings from that, so they've put a digital bearing in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Once you do loot a compass, you don't have to loot another one. It'll go into your compass slot, and you don't have to worry about, you won't lose it when you die. It's also going to be the same slot on your inventory for GPSs and stuff like that in the future as well. So that's where it's going to be located. As for new guns, they showed the Colt M45A1, which is a .45 ACP pistol. There is going to be a threaded barrel for it, but they don't have any suppressors for it yet. It looked cool. It is what it is. Another ACP .45 pistols. And then they also showed the Caltech RFB, which is a 7.62x51. It's a semi-automatic FAL, similar. It's more of a bullpup than a big version like a FAL, but definitely going to be cool, and it's meant to be cheaper than a FAL. So you don't have the full auto option, so that's where it's going to be sitting. As for new mods, there were the Weapon Hunter mods for the stock and suppressor, and there's going to be a heap of other weapon mods in the game. I'm not going to go through them all that I saw, but I did list a couple. As for clothing, I believe there's going to be a new U-set clothing as well, but they did show the Bear G99 outfit, which is for the shirt and pants. There were a lot of visual clothing added to the game, like berets and stuff like that, which is going to be cool to see. As for armors, we did see a Korund-VM armor, which is a class 5 armor that covers the thorax and the stomach. Didn't really get much more information besides that. As for helmets, there is the Reese-T, which is very similar looking to the Alton. It's the one from PUBG, and it's meant to be better than the Alton, so we'll have to wait and see. It's a Titan material, so it should repair extremely well, so when you do have one, that'd be sweet. To my understanding, it's probably going to be the class 5 or 6, if it is going to be better than an Alton. There was a Galvian Kaiman ballistic helmet. It's a class 4 helmet with a face shield top plate, and it did have a mandible, front jaw protector as well. So it could be a really cool, top tier to just below top tier helmet. We'll have to wait and see with that, but definitely stopping those middle to low pen ammo. There was a new rig that's going to be found in raid only called the Thunderbolt. It holds 16 squares. It's got 6 single squares and 5 doubles. It's just a cheapish looking rig that you're going to be able to use. And they showed off 3 backpacks, and it did look like they re-visualized or made new imagery for some of the other backpacks. Like the Tri-Zip was renamed. It looked like a Tri-Zip. It was just renamed. But for the 3 backpacks that we did see, there is a Transfer Tourist, which is a found in raid only. It's a bright blue backpack that's 12 squares in size. There's the Herbal Stock F5 Switchblade backpack, which has 30 squares. And then they've got the Herbal Stock F4 Terminator load-bearing backpack, which is massive, has 40 squares. It's got 2 by 5, which is a 10 square section, 2 of them, and then a 4 by 5 section, which is 20 squares. So big backpack there, but it stands out a lot. Like the big backpack we got in the game right now. I don't know. I've got a brain fart. I can't remember which one it is. There was a new headset. It was the Walker headset. I got no idea what it is or it's going to sound any different to what we've already got. Now, moving over to some of the changes or additions to the game with the heavy blood loss. This is going to be a major addition to the game. So there's going to be 2 types of blood loss now, being light blood loss or low blood loss, and then heavy. With the low blood loss, it seems like it just stopped automatically. It didn't even need to have a bandage on it. But if you do get a heavy one, you are going to need to use a specific bandage to get it to stop, being the S-Mark or a hemostat. Now, the S-Mark March has a 1 out of 1 use. It's only a single use, which takes 3 seconds to use, whereas the hemostat is 3 uses but takes 5 seconds to use. One of the cool additions I did see with the meds was you can actually see the amount of the meds left on the hotbar down the bottom. So when you're hotkeying them and you go, oh, okay, my Salewa has this much left. And they did actually change the top left corner to show that the health will represent what it says on the health tab in the actual inventory. So you will now have green health on your thorax when you're at full health, for example. And as it gets lower, it will go down. With the heavy blood loss as well, when you are hit with heavy blood loss, you will show a blood trail as you're moving around as well. So it's pretty cool. And if you use something like an IFAK, it is only going to temporarily slow it down or stop it for a small period of time, and then it will start up again. So I really like the addition. It's going to make the game a little bit harder, but that blood trail thing will be game changing, because when you hear a big battle going on in the distance and you can see people leaving the battle, you're not really sure which direction they went, you'll actually be able to see kinda some sort of blood trail and track down where they went. So I think it's a really cool change, and it should be really nice to see. They added a new food or drink called the Kvass, and it gives 15 energy and 65 hydration. And there is a new bear voice line coming in that's not a broken English voice line. It's just entirely Russian by the sounds of it. Now, as they were loading into maps, you could see the arena on the actual overlay of all the map selection. But Nikita did state that for them is just a testing tool where they can go into the arena and it's like a personal testing area for them to do all their shooting and stuff. So it's not actually going to be added to the game in 0.12.8. And it doesn't really have any feature in the game at the moment, but it will be coming eventually. As for the Woods map, which will be coming between 0.12.8 and 0.12.9, so sometime this year, I'd imagine, it's going to have new exits, new major landmarks in the map, a new base of operations, which Sturman will also operate out of, and it's going to be like a new overhaul, so it should feel very new when we go in there, and hopefully we'll change up the dynamic a little bit. As for Streets of Tarkov, they said that portions of the map is bigger than the majority of other maps. So it's one of the biggest maps in the game, or will be the biggest map in the game. And they have the majority of their team working on it right now. However, it won't be out until next year. As for skills, there's 2 new skills being added to the game, 0.12.8. And they will be all about the hideout. So no idea what that is. And with the 40mm grenade launcher, there is going to be a nerf to the ammunition for 0.12.8. As for Tarkov merch, they've got some new merch coming out. They showed off a little cool killer helmet mug that's going to be available next week on their merch store. I think it's tarkovmerch.com. The Raid Live Action Tarkov video series that they're making they're in development of making the next episode, which if you saw the most recent one, it's probably the closest thing we've got to a Tarkov lore at the moment. So hopefully that can come out soon. It's going to take ages, but it's actually really sick. 0.12.8 patch notes will be out next week, and Nikita made a comment because there was a lot of questions going on about the flea market, that there will definitely be no removal of the flea market in Escape from Tarkov. As for post 0.12.8, they're going to be looking for initial feedback of how everything's going and if they need to make any fixes, changes, and that. So giving the feedback via the bug reporting and post-patch via all the other means like Reddit, YouTube, and all that will be very helpful in the progression of the game. The Woods expansion, as said, will be between 0.12.8 and 0.12.9. The patch after it, which hopefully be at the end of the year, will contain malfunctions, including overheating. Or that is their main objective to have for that patch. So guys, that is pretty much everything that was in that podcast. I tried to ram this all in as quickly as possible for you. So you've got all the major points that you guys need to know, and hopefully it'll give you some hype for the patch that will be coming out. And hopefully in the next few weeks, no talk about a wipe yet, but they definitely said it wasn't going to be with patch 0.12.8. But I'm thinking maybe 0.12.9 as it's probably going to be around the 7 to 8 month mark at that point. And that's usually the longest they've ever had for a patch or for a wipe. So we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching another video. If you liked it, smash the share, like button. It really does help out with the YouTube algorithm. Leaving comments. Any YouTube video you like, please do. It doesn't have to be on my channel, any channel. It does help out the content creator a lot. Subscribe, notification bell. You guys know the drill for now. I do stream on Twitch every day of the week. So go down the link below, give me a follow there. You got any Tarkov questions, feel free to hit my live stream or the comments below. And lastly, I'll see you next time.